think almost all of my films and filmography tackles sex, raunchy, and irreverence. Parang yung siguro yung deprive ako as a queer closeted sa Cebu. Parang nasa channel ko dito sa mga films na pinagawa ko. Parang it's me telling my younger self na, see, possible pala itong mga kwento na to. So parang love letter rin siya sa younger self ko and rebellion din siya sa conservative and how close-minded yung country natin. Hi, this is Patrick Tabada and this is Rolling Stones Philippines Greatest Hits.
Dini outing, lubong ni.
Manamilit kaya kung tapuson mga
Pray every day for you.
Yung history kasi ng Patay na si Jesus, it's a final requirement sa grad studies namin sa UP Diliman. Sinulat ko siya na walang alam sa production kung paano siya i-pitch yung concepts. So I just wrote it to submit as a final requirement. Nung nakapasa siya sa Q Cinema, nung nag-edit na kami sa first drafts, marami kaming characters na napatay. Actually, 4 sila na magkakapatid. We have to kill one of the characters. Kasi parang hindi na siya kasya sa multicab and van. It was, hindi naman painful, but medyo hirap i-let go ng character na yun kasi it's based on my one family member. Also, yun nga, loosely based siya sa story ko. I haven't seen my dad for 13 years, tapos nabalitaan lang namin namatay. Pumunta kami sa libing, tapos hindi kami umiyak. Then a week after, namatay yung aso namin, nilibing namin sa likod ng bahay at umiyak kami lahat. I wrote the first draft of the script in Tagalog kasi yung professor namin is Tagalog, Filipino. Hindi naman gets yung Bisaya. Pero at the back of my mind really, yung mga characters doon are really Bisaya. The humor, the gags, tailored fit siya for Bisaya humor. Nung sina namin sa Q-Cinema, natanggap, pinitch namin siya sa producers really na it's a Bisaya film. Sabi ko, if I have to make my first full-length screenplay, it needs to be in Bisaya. So may mga jokes na nawala nung sinulat ko siya sa Tagalog. Pero nung binalik namin siya sa Bisaya, mas umangat yung mga Bisaya humor at Bisaya jokes. Si Jacqueline, hindi siya marunong mag-Bisaya. We have to tailor fit the character. Hindi naman rewrite, pero yung ginawa lang namin, yung sa character ni Iyay is based talaga siya dati sa Manila, tapos pumunta lang ng Cebu. So, Mary Cebuano. So, before shooting, I think mayroon kaming weekly Cebuano lessons with Miss Jacqueline. Tsaka si Miss Jacqueline kasi, if I remember correctly, parang method acting siya. Tsaka baka na-learn niya ata dati na hindi siya nagbabasa ng script prior. Binabasa lang niya yung script mismo on the day, that day sa shooting, if I remember correctly. In-approach namin si Miss Jacqueline Jose prior pa sa pagpanalo niya sa Cannes. Pero nung sinut na namin, nanalo na siya ng Cannes. And medyo na-intimidate ako at first kasi I was there sa buong shooting days ng Patay na si Jesus. As a writer on set ako. Sobrang natuwa ako kasi sobrang motherly ni Miss Jacqueline. Isa sa mga memorable time namin together when we were shooting Patay na si Jesus, every night, lagi kami nag-yosi, nag-iinuman. May one time na nalasing kami kasama yung ibang cast. So, even after Patay na si Jesus, lagi niya akong chinachat na, anong next project mo? Nakalimutan ko nga mag-reply sa kanya one time, nag-greet siya ng Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, na-bury lang sa messages ko. Ganun siya ka-sweet actually. It's an indie film. Sobrang limited ng logistics namin, tapos road trip film pa siya. Never siyang nagreklamo actually. Kailangan lang niya ng Marlboro red lights after siya shoot. At saka San Mig light.
Kailangan bit-bit ko to ng 7 araw para siguradong hindi na siya ma-reincarnate. Eh kung saan tayo dinadala ng paghahanap natin dyan sa ex mo si Lydia.
Nung finish ko kasi yung si Chiteng at si Apple sa Cinema One Originals, natanggap siya. Wala akong ma-approach na directors to direct it. Nag-know sila. So sabi ko, I can only direct it pag may co-director ako. And Ray was there, and sabi niya game naman siya. So yeah. And it's a very collaborative process. Since we only have ilang days lang ata, 9. So may mga days na siya nag-direct nitong scene. Ako naman nag-direct para sabay. I love road trip films actually. I mean, obvious Patay na si Jesus at Chideng at si Apple. One of my favorite films, Little Miss Sunshine. Also a road film about dysfunctional family. Isa siya sa mga comfort film ko.
Ang dami ng problema sa mundo. May gusto pang umagaw ng trabaho mo.
Pinaparinggan ka naman ng dokkarat na yan!
Pupulutin na sa kangkungan yung kanks niya
Sobrang disappointed, di ba disappointed, pero nasasayangan ako na walang exposure yung The Kang Show. Kasi meron talaga mga taboo topics na discuss namin in a comedic lens. Like we discuss about HIV positive, we discuss about women's orgasm, threesomes, yung ganong stuff. And nasasayangan ako kasi kapag napanood mo siya, hindi siya bastos. It's very informative and entertaining at the same time. Hindi siya napanood ng marami. I think, wala siyang platform at starring pa siya na isa sa mga one of the biggest stars, si Angel Kapanganiban. So, nasasayangan lang ako na hindi siya napanood ng marami kasi I think it's very entertaining. I grew up in a very conservative family. Yung mother ko sa Marian devotee. Naalala ko nga, meron kaming life-size na Mother Mary sa kwarto ko. Meron kaming life-size na Jesus Christ rin sa sala. Very conservative family, and I also studied sa Catholic school sa Cebu. Medyo yung mga taboo, yung mga sex, about genitals na pag-usapan. And I really, as a filmmaker, I want to talk about it. Nung pumunta kami nung luwas ako ng Maynila, akala ko maging open. Medyo open pa naman siya compared sa Cebu, but taboo pa rin talaga yung when you talk about sex and genitals. So parang big deal pa rin pala dito about sex. I think almost all of my films and filmography tackles sex, raunchy, and irreverence. Parang yung siguro yung deprive ako as a queer closeted sa Cebu. Parang na-channel ko dito sa mga films na pinagawa ko. Parang it's me telling my younger self na here, see, possible pala itong mga kwento na to. So parang love letter rin siya sa younger self ko, and rebellion din siya sa conservative and how close-minded yung country natin. It's a sex comedy show. I think perfect si Angelica Panganiban and Maris Racal. Majority sa mga scripts na sinusulat ko, I don't really think of actors. Mas gusto ko na I let my characters write muna kasi baka mabox ako, baka ma-stereotype ko yung mga characters. Pero I think nabanggit na nito net prior na si Angelica Panganiban yung target nila.
Mas maganda talaga ako sa'yo. Oh, pwede na ba? Pwede na. Sino ka mukha ko? Katy Perry?
Siyempre yung nanay mo. O yan, sige na, pwede na.
Okay, sige.
May mga projects na parang sinusuot ko yung characters, alam ko na agad kung ano yung arc nila, yung learnings nila. Ako mismo yung nagsusulat ng, ito papuntahan nila. Yung Born Beautiful is a different process. Kasi parang it was Barb's teaching me a lesson. Kasi parang yung gusto namin i-explore na theme sa Born Beautiful is about polyamory. And at that time, hindi ko pa siya gets yung concept na yon. Guided kami ng head writer namin si Rudy Vera. And after writing Barbs, parang question ko rin yung model of relationship ko with my partner. Na parang, I think may line ako na sinulat doon sa Born Beautiful na sabi ko na parang, bakit mo kailangan ikahon yung pag-ibig? I mean, the more you love, the more it multiplies. That line, parang we had an open conversation sa partner ko for 16 years now na parang, I mean, why not explore and be open to possibilities? So because of Born Beautiful, parang nagkaroon din ako ng personal realization. I think yung Born Beautiful, yun nga, it's a progressive series. Kapag progressive yung film, meron talagang parang mga conservative who would, against it. So yeah, I think we just need to push back and produce more films like this.
Kailangan makahanap ka ng someone na magmamahal sa'yo kahit na wala ka ng putsi. Tago malanta ang lahat ng pera.
Nung sinulat ko yung Flower Girl, actually, wala akong actress in mind kung sino magpa-play. I'm open to possibilities, actually. Pumasok lang yung, I think, one of the producers nag-suggest si Sue Ramirez. And I really think Sue Ramirez, meron siyang comedic at dramatic timing rin at the same time. She can do drama and comedy. The best choice talaga siya sa role for Ina's character. Importante yung comedic timing kasi may mga jokes na nag-work on paper, pero kapag walang comedic timing yung actors, hindi na siya nag-work on set. May mga jokes na nag-work on set, pero hindi nag-work on paper. So yeah, I think comedic timing is important sa mga comedies. Kapag lagi akong tinatanong bakit nag-decide na ako mag-direct ulit, yung lagi kong sagot, because I'm tired of directors butchering my script. It's time to butcher it myself. But iba to yung directing and screenwriting. Same, but actually different. Sa directing, you get to collaborate with other people. Meron kang producer, may assistant director, may cinematographer ka. Sa writing, it's a solitary job. It's just you and, the laptop. But the Flower Girl, it made me fall in love again sa directing. I still love writing. I mean, I can love them both naman ng sabay. Maybe I'm polyamorous rin when it comes to work. Pero, yes, yeah, I mean, I had fun working with Flower Girl.